Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to HB Watching. This is Severance Season 2, Episode 10. This is our finale. Um, Very excited for this. I'm sure we will be left with another massive cliffhanger, but luckily we won't have to wait another 3 years for it. If you're one of the people like me who watched it when the show first came out. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we need answers for. Obviously, I don't think we're going to get all the answers, but we should, at the very least, I hope we leave this episode knowing what Cold Harbor is. That feels like something they have to answer. After last week, I watched the episode of The Twilight Zone that had the same title as last week's episode. And there were some references in the episode to that Twilight Zone. If you want to see that, I did record it. I just didn't know if anyone would want to watch it, but let me know in the comments down below if you do want to see it. There's a lot of connections between the two. You can look it up. I don't really want to spoil it for anyone, but it does seem like it could have big story implications on Severance. Like, there's a lot of obvious tie-ins, and it's like maybe it's just an influence, or maybe it has a much bigger impact on the story. Just some thoughts on last week's episode. So when Irving was leaving, I don't know why I just got vibes that he was like going to through a second severance point, and then the cut that they had from him to the exports hall, that also, you know, made that even connection even stronger in my mind. But also, like, I thought that before that, so yeah, I don't know, maybe there's something there, or maybe I'm just completely off, but I do wonder if there's like a second Severance going on. I don't really love that idea. Like, if the people we've been following are all already severed, like Devin and Rickon and those people are severed. But it is possible, obviously. So I'm looking at my notes. When I was editing, I did notice Bert says he can't know where Irving goes, and I was wondering, is Lumen like able to read his memories or something, or is he just like worried that they'll torture it out of him, like classic bad guy stuff? Yeah, I don't know. There's not much else that, like, off the top of my head that I want to talk about. I'd rather just get into the episode, especially since it is 76 minutes long, which I'm excited for, but also, I just got off work and I want to watch this and then eat dinner after, so I'm not going to delay it any longer. Let's get into it. And people were also wondering why they wanted Mark to wake up any Mark in the cabin and not just ask Cobell questions. But I think they needed to coordinate with Mark to get Gemma out. Any Mark. Because he's going to flip when he goes in. Unless Cobell Glasgow blocks him. Which, that, I'm like, why couldn't she do that? But maybe she needs to be inside Lumen.
Who?
Miss Casey.
Gemma.
See, I think when they get her out, it's going to be Miss Casey. And that, I feel like, is a hint to it. Cobell's saying they're going to get Miss Casey out.
From Irving's joint.
What?
With
Oof.
what a funny speech you gave at the party. Ross with you after.
He is such a fucking creep. The way he talks.
You threw a tin of candies.
Sure, man. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
I do not love my daughter.
cool, man.
Sound like a great job.
Wish I had others in the shadows. But he wasn't in them either.
So is Kier in Gemma?
Until I saw him.
But are they trying to, like, extract Kier? God, I hate that guy.
If we can prove that they fucking kidnapped her, it will end them.
I don't think that's what Lumen or Cobell wants, but I don't know.
Well, what happens to us?
What do you mean?
You serious, Devin?
Well, if Lumen ends, then what happens to every innie on the severed floor?
Yeah.
You didn't think about that? I wonder if Audi Mark is gonna offer to give his life to save Gemma. I feel like that would be something he would do. But the other thing that I know people are talking about a lot, like, why isn't Mark reintegrated? He's supposed to be reintegrated. I'd say, one, we don't actually know anything about reintegration besides Petey, and he fucking died, and we never saw him integrate, or reintegrate. But also, and I'll preface this by saying I am a Ragabi doubter. Do we know if she's even good at what she does? Or that she knows what she's doing with reintegration? Like, maybe she just sucks at it. Yeah, this is difficult. I mean, obviously, like...
Lumen doesn't have to be your whole life.
Now, you may have been seeing flashes
I
lately.
really like the way they're doing this.
My world out here, I've been seeing yours too. It's a process called reintegration. It's a way to recouple memories so we can be one person. And I want to share it with you.
I think the problem becomes...
Okay, but what would that mean exactly? That you get the right side and I get the left, or is it like a top-bottom situation? I'm honestly trying to understand. No.
Yeah, I
it
really
wouldn't
like
be
the way they're
a
doing
top-bottom
this.
situation. It's like both of us, like one person combined.
But it's like, yeah, they
My
can't
memories and yours,
have relationships with the people as
trauma
separate people.
And yours, but like, you know, the good stuff too.
How does it work?
That's a good question. That is why I've been so annoyed at Ragabi for not ever telling us anything. I hope he doesn't lie.
Look,
It's a pretty raw deal for any Mark.
I mentioned reintegration. He basically called bullshit.
Well, he's not wrong, right?
Let me speak to him.
That's all I'm saying, Devin. Reintegration is bullshit.
Okay, yeah.
They're a doorway into the mind of your Audi's wife, Gemma Scout.
I don't understand.
Ugh, the waffle party.
No.
Ugh, it's so creepy.
It's a new consciousness for her. A new innie.
Okay.
Tomorrow will be your final day at Lumen.
You're dead either way, my
You will
guy.
have served your purpose. So will she.
What are you doing here? Really?
Mom. Mom.
Mark.
Oh. They'll be. You're nothing to them.
She's speaking to herself.
Nothing to her.
No, I don't believe you.
They're using you.
No!
What an opening. Oh my god, Lumen Jesus, Mark. They really did this shit. They put Grainer on there too. I saw him. Okay, why is Rickon on there? Wow. Love this shot. Oh man, that's cool. Is it leading them to MDR? Leading them to a Kier statue. His eyes look like they follow you.
Goodly splendors await upon your victory. Love, Mr.
Love
Milchek.
Mr. Milchek. Love Mr. Milchek is wild. I think they're trying to extract Kier. That's why he's like saying they saw Kier in her. I think they're trying to like use the tempers thing to like recreate Kier. Oh man.
Yeah, but I want to live with you.
Fuck.
I'm hurt.
Are we gonna lose Helly? Just go Helena.
And as I'm duly swamped, I shall leave you to read it in solitude.
That was hilarious.
Your actions with her were deeply fucking indecorous.
The language.
Point two,
Interesting.
I get it. She's perfect. So, if you want to leave, you can. But I think you should stay.
I knew Outie Dillon wasn't a bad guy like
Sincerest
everyone was
regards,
saying.
You're outie.
Just a guy going through some stuff. So the embarrassing emotional response that Milchek was worried about was tears? Joy? What a strange guy.
Maybe it's just a building that's like so big.
They came and got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, this is sad.
Just wish we had more time.
Fuck. Let's move, people. Come on, get going. No way! Stop. The Chicago Bulls about to come in. The Michael Jordan of MDR. Mark Scout. God, I know this is Ben Stiller, being of the basketball fan he is, picking that song.
Completing your 25th macro manager.
It is just supposed to be like the fucking Chicago Bulls. Stop.
Thank you, Kier.
It's triggering Milchek. Don't tell me it's verbose. Is it actually reacting to him?
Receive your barbs. That's 5 inches taller than you actually were.
It's like nervous laughter. Is this actually like, are they interacting? This is bizarre.
Thank you for that feedback, Seth.
Is that the board?
Thank you, Kier.
What is happening? Kier, chosen one, Kier. Dun. Dun, 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 dun. Kier, chosen one, Kier. Sorry, but no one in the town of Kier has the swagger. I've seen Kier. I wish someone just pushed this guy over. I feel like he'd turn to dust. Is that Kier or is that another Egan?
Welcome, Mr. E.
I have to leave. With a ballad of Ambrose. And Gunnel.
More Gunnel? I think Gunnel was first mentioned last episode. Maybe Ambrose's wife. Yeah, damn. That's a meme. Tremel Tillman just once again eating. It's fucked. It's like, I hope they end up together, but also I hope he saves Gemma and they are Yo, Milchek. Milchek, just leave Lumen and become a dancer. Too much pageantry from Milchek. I wonder if that was required or if that was his decision. Hopefully Dylan just kicks the shit out of this guy. Fucking hate this loser. He's definitely one of James' shadow children, too. I think that's what he called them, or said he was having kids in the shadows. Oh shit. Secret doors? I mean, the people who are asking for weird Lumen Office shenanigans don't know how you get much weirder than doing the Chicago Bulls entrance and then bringing in a marching band. So if you've done this to other people, the guy was screaming there, the goat wasn't ready last season. It must have been for this, right? Like, what else are they using them for? Why is the band just... This is so bizarre.
Hey.
Dylan, again, MVP. Season finale MVP. Why do they need the blood? Seems needlessly. Like, that person's middle finger must be jacked up. God damn it, Lumen.
The room.
I hate this guy. The two biggest creeps ever. Mauer and James. I'm sorry to the actor. He looks so gross.
Has it verve?
It does.
Wiles.
The most of its flock.
Is there blood sacrifice? I mean, is that what the finger prick is about? Is there weird blood magic? Are they gonna do that? I mean, it is like sci-fi, but also
Beasts
there's a lot of religion.
will be entombed with.
Yeah, this is just weird cult shit. It's funny, I think Lumen started both with ether and salves. So it's just like any type of pain. Kier's not having it. Emotional, skin. Not today. Not ever. I don't want to see. I don't think they'll show it, but I really hope they don't. Do you not hear that? Oh, that is the explosion. Oh. Kick the shit out of him, Mark. Fuck Drummond. I fucking hate this guy. Come on, Mammalian's nurturable. She could come out with that thing and smoke him in the head. It would be intense, but I'd applaud it. I want to learn more about Milchek. I do not care about Drummond. Smoke this fool. Jesus Christ. Yeah. She's gonna bop. Set up too perfectly. Oh, is it gonna come out? Oh no. Oh, is she just not gonna do it? She's gonna threaten him. Come on, Mark, get up. Ooh. This guy fucking sucks so bad. Come on, Mark. I know you just got choked almost to death, but you need to act, buddy. He needs to use it on the door. Use it on the door. I would love to see it used on Drummond, though. He would 100% deserve it. I was actually at the edge of my seat there. I'm sorry if the audio and the video are fucked. So does this mean they're testing bleed through in like the Severance process? And so what Milchek was saying to Mark about the inside helping the outside is true. I hope Mark knows it is always 100% an option to have him get you down to the floor and still fucking shoot him. Wouldn't make you wrong. He's definitely killed people.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you gotta shoot him, Mark. Wild way to wake up, but hell yeah, brother. Chef's kiss. Honestly, I'm not usually this bloodthirsty at shows, but I hate that guy so much. He's been nothing but a piece of shit anytime he's been on screen. And then he just beat the piss out of both of them. Need you to take action here, Mark. I know you are probably physically in pain and, oh, he knows Cold Heart. He at least knows the name. Oh, come on, Mark. The band's just like, whatever. We're just doing our choreography. And merriment. Milchek, I'm like, I don't want them to kill him, but don't feel super bad for him. Oh, are they Oh, is choreography and merriment like a O&D or Mammalian's Nurturable? Yeah, okay. I don't know why I didn't think of that. I was like, they just got abandoned, but I forgot they're on the floor.
Our performance has been compromised.
So they're all innies.
This desk used to have 4 seats. They give us half a life and think we won't fight for it.
Smart. So it must be like DNA or something. Genius. Get in there. Let's move, pal. We have to move.
Okay.
I understand. Very emotional moment for Mark.
Your name is Gemma.
Get her out of there.
Stop.
Oh, fuck.
Only good J moment. Let's go. Please, let's move. Let's move. Let's move. Get her out of the room. Luckily, they can beat up any of the remaining people trying to stop them.
Come on.
Oh, she knows where to go. Yes. I love that. She knows he did it. So does he. Incredibly weird moment for the two of them.
Marquez? What's taking place?
If Milchek stops them, I no longer ever want a redemption. I still do want to get more background, but he will be one of my least favorite. Come on, can we get some of those band people on this? Oh, yeah, they can go out that way.
Go! Go!
Oh, is he gonna get Gem out but get stuck behind?
Fuck you, Mr. Milchek.
You have to say something.
A clock whose hands are sweeping past the minutes of its face.
Any Mark's an asshole.
The world is like an apple whirling silently in space.
You have to say
Circles
something.
that you find.
Like, whatever. Choose Helly. I get that. I mean, what's the plan here? They just take over the severed floor and live down here forever?
Like a wheel within a wheel.
Don't understand what's happening.
Beginning on an ever spinning reel.
I do like the shot with the song,
As the
but
images unwind.
what's the goal here?
Like the circles that
I knew it. They were gonna fucking end it here. God damn it. Those sons of bitches. These goddamn assholes. Of course. Of course. I thought it was a great episode. That last part kind of annoyed me. Just like say something, and or don't make it like 2 minutes of Gemma screaming and pleading while he just stands there like a doofus. Because I don't need that much time to see like the decision in his mind. My guess right now is that they just take over the floor and attempt to stay down there, I guess. But now we're going to have Gemma on the outside working to get Mark out, potentially. So, yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. And we will lose Audi Mark. But if the reintegration stuff's happening, that's going to have to... Like, he's either just going to die. Because, I don't know. Like, what... Yeah, okay, so... If the reintegration continues just as it is, where he has these flash-ins, maybe we get to see that? I don't know. It does seem like we'll be losing Audi Mark, I think. So I was worried about losing Helly and Audi Mark, or any Mark, and all those people. Now it seems like we'll have Gemma, Devin, and I guess maybe Rickon working to get Mark out, maybe. This is all assuming it's what I think it is with this, with them taking over the severed floor. Because they outnumber them. They have choreography and merriment, and O&D and Mammalian's nurturable. So maybe next season is just them all taking over this floor. Whatever they do in O&D, they can produce like thing. I don't know if they can make food. Oh, Mammalian's nurturable. They have grass, and they somehow grow grass and I don't know, raise goats. So it is set up for them to be able to just kind of set up shop down there. Because as long as they don't take them out, what are they gonna do? I don't know if they can control the chips outside of Lumen, and Maurer and James are downstairs, so that if they just post up by that elevator, can they get out? I don't know. It was nice to see Drummond just get iced. I like that actor, and he plays a completely different role in the only other thing I've seen him in, at least to my knowledge. Maybe I've seen him elsewhere, but he was in like The Meg or The Meg 2, one of those. And he plays a completely different character in that. And I liked him in that, even though those movies are terrible. Yeah, I don't know. It felt like maybe they could have, and I don't know, I'd have to go back and watch it. And people probably would have hated it, but they probably could have turned the first half of this into its own episode and made it two smaller episodes. But I don't know, maybe people would hate that. My camera's gonna die, so I might record more thoughts. I probably will, just because it's the finale. But I'm gonna shut it off here. So if it switches up, or when it switches up, that's why. Okay, so full disclosure, this is the day after the finale. I was just tired and did not feel like recording more. So I have had a little bit of a chance to, I guess, sit with my thoughts and marinate on them a little. So it isn't like an instant reaction. I think it was a great episode. I liked pretty much the whole season. There were definitely parts that weren't as strong as the rest of the stuff that was in the season, that was good in the season. I'll get into my thoughts on the episode first, then talk about the season after. So yeah, the episode, I thought it was really good. There were times where I was very frustrated, but like intentionally, like the creators were trying to create that sense in me, in the viewer. And like, even though Mark was any Mark was pissing me off at the end, it was more just because he wasn't communicating anything to Gemma, like telling her to run or saying, I don't know, sorry, saying anything, just standing there looking like an idiot. Because, yeah, I get why he didn't want to leave. Like, he could be walking out and never come back because he doesn't really have a reason to trust Audie Mark. And we did see Audie Mark was kind of lying to him in the video scene, which I guess just to talk about that, I think that was one of the best scenes in the show. I mean, it was like, I guess, a collection of scenes because it was like, I don't know, 20 minutes probably, the opening. But yeah, that was one of the best scenes in the show. And as someone who's been an Adam Scott fan since Party Down, yeah, that was just, along with the rest of the episode, and I mean the show in general, but especially this episode, he was incredible. But the videotape part, I think, was just, you could see how like distinct the different versions of Mark are, and like the way he's played them throughout the series, where you like know which one is which just by the way they're behaving. Like if we didn't have the lighting changes or whatever, and like obviously Audie Mark's outside, Innie Mark's inside, as is tradition. But Mark had like the blue and Innie Mark had the red. Even if we didn't have that, just the performance alone would have been enough to tell them apart. So that was just an excellent scene. And then the cut at the end of that scene, just to like, all right, well, I'm gonna put like Audie Mark saying like, I'm gonna put my faith in you. You asked to, next time you wake up or become conscious, you're on the severed floor. We gave you what you wanted, so help us out. I think that was a great way to handle that, because it kind of showed it was like a olive branch type thing. And then the painting, that was weird. I did look at all the people in the painting, and the fact that Rickon's friends were in there was strange. I wonder if that's just because he met them on the OTC, or if they're somehow involved more. But I think it's probably just the OTC thing. Ragabi wasn't on there, so as far as they know, Mark hasn't interacted with her. Like, Lumen's not aware of that. So that's interesting. I can't remember if there are any other people who weren't on there who Mark has interacted with. And then we had the Dylan scene, which I thought was great. That was another really good scene. Just having the Innie Dylan reacting while Audie Dylan kind of gives him a speech through the letter. And it was a very understanding message, where it was like, hey man, fuck off trying to steal my wife, but also acknowledging his strengths and why his wife might be attracted to that, and why he is attracted to his wife, because ultimately Dylan thinks we are the same person physiologically, even if we have different personalities. So I really like that scene. Then the Helly and Mark scene, like them saying their goodbyes, kind of, that was very well done and very sad. Ultimately, at the end of the episode, it does, I guess, lose some of the impact. because at least for now they're not gone. But it was still a good scene. It was strange how maybe it was just like kind of like the Harry and the Hendersons thing. Like can't you see? Sorry if you heard. There's a motorcycle revving outside. But like the Harry and the Hendersons thing, where it's like, can't you see we don't want you anymore? Maybe her being like, we're the same person, talking about her and Helena, or I'm her, or whatever. Maybe it was one of those things, because she's been pretty adamant the whole time that they're outies. And I don't know if that was her accepting it, or just, giving Mark that so he could do what he had to do, because she knows that they're not going to be alive much longer. And, and Helly's a good person, even if Helena is not. Though Helena maybe never stood a chance with James being her father, because he even said he doesn't love his daughter. And I think it is interesting that he's like, you don't have the fire of Kier anymore. It's like, well, you raised her, man. So maybe that's on you. Weird tangent theory. James talking about how he had shadow children, and Drummond being, I think he's Icelandic. Hold on. I'm going to look this up right now. So Dari Olafsson, I believe he goes by Dari, because I saw just the blurb for the podcast, and it had that as his name. So I guess he was born in Connecticut to Icelandic parents, so I was right, he's Icelandic. But he grew up in Reykjavik. Sorry if I butchered that. I think that's how I've heard it pronounced. So I am wondering, just because that is a country that is kind of up there and closer to the Arctic Circle, if maybe James had one of his weird shadow children with someone at the Gunnell School of Empathy or whatever that Miss Swan got sent to. I don't know, maybe that's too dark. But that was like something I thought of, because I think he's one of James' shadow children, because he called him father earlier, and just all season I kind of got that vibe that he was part of the family, so to speak. But he's a different, like, he has an accent or whatever, but maybe he's just supposed to be American, because he didn't have a heavy accent or anything, because I know he's worked with Ben Stiller before, so maybe it's nothing. So then we had the Alan Parsons Project Chicago Bulls entrance music, which was so good. I love that part as a basketball fan. If you ever went to basketball camp growing up, if you're my age, maybe they still do it. But you would watch any number of Michael Jordan documentaries and hear that song all, like, throughout. And obviously, just like, I think the Bulls still use it as their intro song, but I associate it with MJ. So I guess Mark is the Michael Jordan of MDR, even if Milchek got the intro. Then Milchek dancing, great stuff. The band is classic weird Severance. I'm not someone who's like, oh, I want it to stick with that, but I do like having those moments. The show, I think, needs to evolve past that. It's not like a sitcom, so it can't just keep resetting and without the world ever changing around it. Yeah, the goat sacrifice. I have no idea what's going on with that. Maybe it's just like the occult, religious aspect of this thing. Maybe they need the blood. I don't know. The illustration they had showing the person presenting the goat and the person killing the goat, that was interesting. And then the fight scene, that I feel like Dari Olafsson should be a villain in a movie where he's just like the Juggernaut and bashing through people. Not like the actual Juggernaut, but, you know. And then the incredibly dark comedy of the, I don't know what they're called, the livestock gun, the bolt gun, I think, going off when he went through the Severance thing. That was just beautiful dark comedy. I do wonder if we'll get another intimidating force like that. I would have liked to. I mean, I know I was cheering for his death. I would have liked to, see more like villainy out of him, but also love seeing him, get his just desserts, because that guy's killed people. Like, I would not be surprised if he was directly involved in taking Gemma. I still see some people like saying like, I wonder how the car crash happened, and like, how'd she get out of the car crash? But for me, I'm like, I don't think the car crash. That's just a lie, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was like a staged crash, but I think they just lied and took her. I think I've talked about that before, so I won't spiral about that. But yeah, then the scene when Mark goes into the Cold Harbor room, that was incredible as well. Yeah, Adam Scott, an absolutely incredible performance, and this was another part of that. And then when he gets her out, that was like just beautiful. I don't know how else to describe it. I was just like so happy, and to see these characters reunited, and just see their faces and like the relief from both of them. Yeah, that was incredible. And the final scene. Well, I guess then Helly locking Milchek in the thing, but then her dropping just the absolute fire line of, they give us half a life and expect we won't fight for it. Incredible. Just great stuff. But then the final scene, like I said, I understand any Mark's decision, because at least this way, and we'll see where it goes, but at least this way he can negotiate. If he left, there's no guarantee he would ever come back. And on the inside the episode thing, Adam Scott, I think, was saying like he doesn't know if it's just 10 more minutes with Helly he's taking it, and that makes it even more understandable, even though I already understood it. I just, the way he went about it annoyed me, because it's like, look, man, you're being super avoidant by not saying anything. Like, at least own up to it and be like, run, and I'm sorry, but I'm leaving. Instead, you just have Gemma standing there screaming for 2 minutes when she could be escaping after she's been stuck in this hell for 2 years. So that's the part that annoyed me about it. But really well, like, acted scene. I would have cut down on the editing. I know they're trying to make it seem like more agonizing, but it's already agonizing. I think they overdid that one a little. But then the running part with the lights and the song, thought that was great. Classic Severance freeze framing us there. I wonder if we'll pick up right there. I guess I can get into like predictions and season thoughts. So I think they're gonna try and take over the severed floor. On Petey's map, he said people live there. So I think there's a way to sustain themselves down there. And I don't know if James has like another exit out, but he was on the testing floor because of this it was supposed to be a momentous day. I don't think he's normally at Lumen. Maybe he is, but I think he is just there for what's happening with Gemma and might be trapped down there. And the innies have the numbers. So I don't know if they will be able to turn them off right away. Mauer, when they're going up, the elevator was like, "You'll kill them all." I am wondering if he just means all of Gemma's other consciousnesses, or more likely all the innies. I mean, maybe everyone. Maybe Lumen actually is doing something to save the world. I doubt that, but I do wonder who he is talking about, whether it's the innies or just all of Gemma's consciousnesses, because that seems like something he would care about. Yeah, I don't know. But then I think they'll be inside, and then we'll have like an outside team working to get Mark out, like Gemma, Rickon, Devin, maybe like a uneasy alliance with Cobell. Irving could could be involved, though he might be outside. Then I don't know if Christopher Walken will be back, but we could get Bert. And then I have to think that they didn't just get Jonathan Noble for that one episode, but maybe they did. Maybe we won't get what was his name? Felix? I can't remember. Something like that. Fields. Fields. Yeah, I wonder if we'll get Fields back. So yeah, I don't have any like specific predictions, but that's how I think next season will be set up. Either that, or it'll be like a legal battle. Because I don't know if they're gonna come out and be like Gemma's still alive. They have to leave Kier, I would think. So like our outside team, I think, can't be in Kier just because of Gemma. Unless they immediately go to like authorities and get it figured out, then maybe there's like this legal battle over the personhood of the innies. So that could be a way it goes. Like again, I have just loose ideas, and yeah, I'm just ready to see where they want to take us, because I just really like this season, and I think we got a lot of answers. And we did. I said before we have to figure out what Cold Harbor is, and we both did and we didn't. It's like we have a general idea of what it is, and we definitely know more about Cold Harbor now. But I don't think we know exactly why they're doing it, what it means. Like, we can guess that it's the ultimate test of the Severance, like, chip and bleed through, possibly. But then, what does that ultimately mean? I don't know. What do they want to use it for? I'm not sure. It feels like insane conspiracy theory at this point to say, with, because they haven't actually given us any like concrete indication that they're trying to resurrect Kier, even though that's like a popular fan theory. But there's so much imagery around like birth and rebirth and Kier. Like there's a pregnant Kier statue in this episode, and then baby Kier has been in the intro. And I mean, there's definitely other stuff that I'm forgetting about, like resurrection and rebirth and stuff like that. And then James saying he sees Kier in Helena, and he sees aspects of Kier in other people or whatever. So I wonder if they are trying to be like, well, if we can basically create Kier in the aggregate through the tempers, and be like, well, if we balance the tempers exactly right, maybe we don't have the memories, because Kier was around in the 1800s. I don't know how they were to record his memories. But if they get the tempers right, maybe. Or maybe this is just insane and it has nothing to do with what they're doing. Definitely possible. I think that's probably my general prediction, is one of those two setups. Like either it's a legal battle, or it's like a innie versus outie, and still our little crews. I don't see how they don't get the law involved if all those marching band people are down there, but maybe they're they live down there. They could be the people that Petey was saying live down there. Who knows? Certainly not me. And I guess just general seasonal thoughts. I thought it was a really good season. I thought there were like more like looser plot lines or shaggier plot lines, like the Bert and Irving stuff. I like their innie stuff a lot. Their outie stuff, I feel like we did not get enough to latch on to with them. Like, we don't know a lot about Irving still. We know a little bit about Bert. We actually probably know more about Bert's outie than Irving's outie. Because it's still a mystery what he's doing, who he's calling on the phone, who he's working for, what his background is. Yeah, we don't really know much about him at all. So it's tough to get invested in that because it's all relying on the innie stuff. And when they had their like moment in the train station, it didn't really hit me that much because their outies never really showed. They like flirtatious, yeah, but like I didn't really understand why Irving had feelings for Bert when they had barely really interacted, and it was all just based on the anything, unless he was just trying to get information because of what he's doing, but it didn't seem like that. So I don't know. My one thing is it might be just like set up for future stuff, but just from a character relationship standpoint, it didn't work that great for me, just because we don't know enough about him yet. Outie Irving, I mean. And then the reintegration thing, that plot line, I think that might also been more set up for season 3, because if we get what I'm predicting, where the Annies have taken over the severed floor, then the only way we can get Outie Mark in that situation, I think, is through him leaking through because of reintegration. Though, I'm not sure like how like health wise he's going to be. I'm not sure. Like, we don't know anything about it. I do think it's funny when people try to be like, well, this is how integration works. I'm like, the only person we've seen do it is Petey, and that obviously was not good. But, like, we don't know how it works. We're only going off what Ragavi has told us, and I'm not sure why people just trust her automatically. Because I feel like not just her, there's like a bunch of people in the show who like will say things and then everyone will be like, well, that's how it is. But with Lumen, it'll be like, no, we don't trust him because it's Lumen. Of course you don't trust him. You shouldn't trust him. But I think that skepticism should be applied to a lot more things in the show. Like Gemma's car crash. Why do we just take on faith that it happened because we were told it happened? I don't know, other than those two plot lines, I really think everything else is just like executed well. And even with those two plot lines, I think maybe it's just they didn't feel great because they were just setting up future stuff that they had to set up, but that didn't really have any payoff. Because that was the one thing with the reintegration where it's like, why do all this now? And like, why go through all that and show us all that just for it to not really play a big role? I guess it drove them to Cobell, made them desperate, but I think that was more finding out Gemma was alive, so that could have happened without that. So it's gotta be for the future, and mean something for that. Or maybe it was just to show that Mark. Oh, this is what I wanted to say about a reason, and I've mentioned this before, but a reason I think we should be skeptical about Ragabi is because she was like, you brought your innie when she first met Mark, she was like, you brought your innie into this world without his permission, for like emotional convenience. But then she's not like, oh, we should figure out if your innie wants to reintegrate somehow. She's just like, let's just do it. Let's mess with your innie again without his permission. So that's like sketchy to me, where it's like she's shaming him and then doing the same thing. Maybe she's just like a hypocrite, which, you know, people are. But that strikes me as someone where it's like I question your motives when you're doing that. But yeah, the Chikai Bardo and the Orpo episode and the finale, I think, were all like the standout ones. But I mean, I liked pretty much all of them. I can't think of one that I was like, that sucked or that wasn't good, because I like the Cobell one that a lot of people didn't like. The penultimate episode, but yeah, episode 9. I think that was probably my least favorite episode. And I still like that one. But if I had to pick a least favorite one, I think I'd go with that one. And then favorite, probably Chikai Bardo or the finale. With the Orpo coming in below those two. But it's definitely one of those two. So I'm going to wrap it up because I've been blabbing for a while. I just wanted to do a season wrap up type thing. Yeah, I'm excited for, I guess, probably like 2 years from now to see season 3. It won't be 3. Hopefully it's 1, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be closer to 2 based on how I've heard them talk about the process of making the show and how long it takes. But yeah, I'd rather have them keep up the quality and take a little longer than pump something out quicker and have it be worse. So I guess we'll see you in 2 years, Severance, or a couple of years. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe below, and I will see you with whatever show I do next. All right, bye.